So I think it's safe to say that the Miami Dolphins have the deepest O-line unit. They may be the gold standard when it comes to O-linemen. This list was a challenge. A 7 and 8 flip-flopping, 5 and 6 flip-flopping. Let's start number 10. Mike Pouncey. Started as a D lineman at Florida, just hella athletic. Probably one of the most athletic interior linemen we've seen play. Was blossoming. 3 straight Pro Bowls. Got hurt and his prime was cut short. All right, number 9, we got Norm Evans, right tackle for the Dynasty Dolphins. You got Hall of Famers, you got people who should be in the Hall of Fame, and then you got people like Norm Evans, who was the model of consistency. Look at this. Game started. He's in the mix heavy. Rock solid. Key part of the Dynasty. I got him at number 9. Okay, decisions. This is my first tough decision. So number 8, I got Keith Sims. This guy was a hoss. Kind of like Quentin Nelson, just physical. He and Richmond Webb on the left-hand side, they were more than a formidable duo. They may have been the best offensive line duo in the 90s. 3-year peak here. One of the best guards in the AFC. Number 7, Jake Long. At his peak, when healthy, he was dominant. Pro Bowl as a rookie. First 4 years in the Pro Bowl. First team All-Pro year 3. That's Hall of Fame trajectory. No, he was every bit as good as Richmond Webb, but he got hurt. Part of the game, unfortunately. But Jake Long was a beast when he was healthy. Number 6. Ed Newman. Wasn't as dominant as the guys above him on the list. First half of his career was a backup, but it's a rotational piece. Didn't start a lot of games, then come down here and boom. 20 AV. This is an astronomical number. Although to be fair, everybody on the 84 Dolphins had a high AV. But this guy was a bully. This guy was a road grader and multi-era. Played in the 70s with Larry Zonka. Played in the 80s with Dan Marino. So I got him at 6. I had Newman at 5, but that was wrong. This guy's 5. Bob Kuchenberg. Probably my favorite lineman on the list. One of the more versatile linemen in NFL history. Toughness, tenacity is well documented. Hall of Fame finalist many times, and he should be in the Hall of Fame. I know you hear me say that a lot, but dude's a Hall of Famer. Look at this. 14 years of the Dolphins, 6 Pro Bowls, first team All-Pro, like I said, 2 Super Bowl rings. To me, that's a Hall of Fame resume. 4, out of A&M. Richmond Webb, the big boy, is known for consistently neutralizing Hall of Fame pass rushers. Funny enough, he's not in the Hall of Fame himself, and he should be. Look at this. Pro Bowl for 7 years in the league. First team All-Pro twice. Best tackle to ever play for the Dolphins. This guy should be in Canton. Number 3 now, Jim Langer. Undrafted out of South Dakota State. 6 Pro Bowls, 3-time first team All-Pro. Cerebral. Anchor of the perfect season here. Look at the AV. This is dominance. Definitely one of the best centers to ever play. Now, number 2. Widely regarded as the best center to ever play, and that's Dwight Stevenson. Career was cut short by a knee injury, but his peak is the gold standard. Look, 20 AV, Jesus. First team All-Pro 4 years in a row. Injuries. So his career was cut short, but yeah, still Hall of Fame, elected 1988. It's number 1. Now this guy right here, Larry Little. Out of Bethune-Cookman. Miami made a trade with San Diego to get him in 1969. Bold move, kind of like the Warfield deal. Miami was moving and shaking. This I had to wrap my head around. My man got 8th in MVP voting, 7th in Offensive Player of the Year at guard. Never seen an offensive lineman get MVP votes. And this is in the undefeated season where he was really the tip of the spear. First team All-Pro 5 years in a row. Sheesh. He's in like the legitimate GOAT conversation at right guard. He's the best lineman to play for the Dolphins. MVP votes is just like, where'd they do that at? Like MVP votes for a fucking guard? Speaks to how dominant he was. Metric was, had Kuchenberg high, which I do kind of agree with. I remember Tim Ruddy, Vernon Carey. Let me see your 10 down below. Let me know what order you have these Hall of Famers. Appreciate it, y'all.